Have you ever been scrolling through your feed, just flicking through video after video, and then bam, one just stops you cold?
Oh, yeah.
One that feels, different, like the creator has some kind of magic touch, maybe? A secret formula for grabbing your attention and just, refusing to let go?
Definitely. It happens.
Well, today we're going to try and pull back the curtain on that perceived magic, or maybe more accurately, the incredibly meticulous science and, surprising artistry behind it.
Right.
We're talking about Jenny Hoyos. She's an 18-year-old YouTuber who made this absolutely audacious claim that, honestly, it kind of stunned us when we first heard it.
That's pretty bold.
She says, and this is a direct quote, "I don't ask if it'll go viral. I can figure out how to make it viral."
Wow. Okay.
Now, that's a statement that stops you in your tracks, isn't it? Especially, in this world where virality often feels like hitting the lottery. Just random.
Completely random, yeah.
But here's the kicker, and this is where it gets really compelling. She's got the receipts, basically. She can back it up.
The numbers don't lie.
Exactly. We're talking over 600 million views. In the past year alone, averaging, get this, 10 million views per video.
That's staggering. That's not luck.
That's not luck, no. Feels like a repeatable, measurable formula.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's unpack this. We're going to do a deep dive into her methods, the really detailed research she's done, and how she seems to have systematically, reverse engineered the whole idea of virality for short form video.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for maybe a shortcut to understanding this elusive world, because we're going to uncover some truly unexpected insights. And just like Jenny builds into her own videos, there's going to be a fascinating twist at the end of our own deep dive as well. It should be fun.
What's truly fascinating here is exactly that audacity, because in this digital landscape, so many creators feel like they're just constantly chasing an algorithm.
Right, throwing stuff at the wall.
Throwing content at the wall, desperately hoping something sticks, right? But Jenny, she's claiming a level of control that honestly, most only dream of. Yeah. Usually creators face huge challenges with getting anything to go viral. It's often seen as this random act, perfect timing, maybe sheer luck, or some kind of undefinable spark that only a few people have.
That X factor.
Exactly, the X factor. But Jenny's approach, it isn't about hoping. It's systematic analysis, it's rigorous testing, and this unwavering commitment to understanding human psychology in the context of really fleeting digital attention spans.
So it's calculated.
Very calculated. So it's not just a bunch of tips we're going to share with you today. Yeah. It's more like a meticulously built framework for understanding and achieving that widespread reach in short-form video, which, as we'll definitely get into, is a totally distinct beast across different platforms.
All right, so let's start right there with that bold, almost unbelievable claim. I don't ask if it'll go viral. I can figure out how to make it viral. When you first hear that, your immediate thought might be, okay, how is that even remotely possible? Is she just naturally gifted? Does she have some innate, almost, superhuman sense for what the internet wants? Something others just lack?
Right. Is it just magic?
Yeah. And the answer, which might genuinely surprise you, is that it's not just natural talent or some, magical intuition. It's built on meticulous, data-driven analysis. Jenny didn't guess her way to 600 million views.
No way.
She studied, she researched, she experimented. It was like a scientific endeavor.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the whole world of content creation, what Jenny's doing, it represents a really significant shift, maybe even revolutionary.
How so?
Well, it's moving away from relying purely on creative intuition, though that spark is still valued, obviously, and really embracing a much more scientific, almost like an engineering approach to making content.
Okay.
She didn't just casually browse YouTube or scroll TikTok. She engaged in what she actually calls deep analysis.
Yeah.
She told Colin and Samir she analyzed thousands of shorts.
Thousands.
Which included this rigorous, almost academic study of content from some of the absolute biggest names of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The titans of viral stuff.
Like Mr. Beast.
Exactly, like Mr. Beast, Ryan Tran. And her methodology for this was pretty ingenious, actually. It shows her dedication. She wasn't just watching their videos.
No.
She was scraping the video scripts. She found this clever, maybe slightly technical way to modify YouTube URLs, basically changing shorts to watch dot in the address bar.
Oh, okay.
Which then sends you to the full desktop YouTube page where you can access and copy the entire transcript of the video. So she got the raw data, the actual words being said in these viral hits.
That's clever. So she has the text. What then?
Right. So once she had those transcripts, she ran them through a tool, a readability checker. specifically one called readabilityformulas.com.
Okay, readability checker. What does that do?
It basically assesses the comprehension level of the script. It gives you a quantifiable metric, like a score, for how easy or difficult a text is to understand.
And what did she find?
This is the fascinating part. She uncovered this profound yet kind of deceptively simple insight. The most popular shorts, including Mr. Beast's, are often written at a first-grade level.
First grade. Seriously?
Seriously. Her personal goal, she says, is to make sure her own scripts are always at a 5th grade or under comprehension level.
Wow.
Which means consciously, like rigorously avoiding complex terms. She specifically mentioned avoiding words like business or finance.
Okay.
And if a concept like, say, profit comes up in her script, instead of just using the word and assuming everyone gets it,
She explains it.
she explains the definition of profit every time she talks about it, every single time.
That's interesting because for you, the listener, you're probably used to absorbing complex info quickly, right? Operating at a much higher reading level. This might seem almost too simple.
Exactly. Maybe even counterintuitive. Like, why simplify so much?
Yeah, why dumb it down?
But her research clearly demonstrates that for truly viral reach, for content that resonates across a massive, diverse audience, different ages, different backgrounds, different education levels, simplifying your language to its absolute core is basically non-negotiable. It ensures that broad comprehension and, crucially, instant engagement.
So the takeaway is, simplicity isn't dumbing down, it's amplification.
Perfectly put. It's the ultimate amplification strategy for viral reach. If you want everyone to get it, simplify until a 5th grader can. Then maybe simplify some more. It's about making sure anyone, regardless of background, education, even English proficiency, can grasp the core idea instantly. No cognitive friction.
Right, no barrier to entry.
Exactly. So the content travels further, completely unhindered by barriers of understanding.
That is such a powerful insight. And yeah, it's something so many creators, even really experienced ones, they overlook it because they want to sound smart or sophisticated.
Ego gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. But, okay, let's pivot now to what Jenny herself calls her secret sauce. This is where, for me anyway, the deeper insights really started clicking.
Okay.
She makes another seemingly outrageous statement. She claims the key to making anything, her word go viral, is just adding story and a twist.
Anything.
Anything. And you might be sitting there, maybe raising an eyebrow, thinking, anything, really? Even something totally mundane like watching paint dry. Or, I don't know, a simple drawing.
Yeah, I'm skeptical about paint drawing going viral.
Right. But Jenny's answer is a firm yes if there's a story wrapped around it. And if that story makes the viewer genuinely invested, she really believes you can make paint drying entertaining if you wrap it in a compelling narrative that has stakes and, crucially, that unexpected turn.
That's absolutely right. I mean, the power of story is fundamental, isn't it? Stories, just by their nature, make viewers invested.
Yeah, you care.
You care. They create an emotional connection, a reason to pay attention beyond just, the visual spectacle.
Yeah.
Jenny emphasizes how critical it is to have a personal why or goal for the protagonist, who's often her.
Okay, give us an example.
Sure. She gave one from her long-form stuff where she cooked for strangers to make money. Now, on its own, that's just a task, right? Could be kind of bland.
Right.
But she instantly adds the personal why. My kitchen is broken, and I want to raise money for it by cooking. Boom. Simple addition, but now it injects personal stakes. It turns this mundane activity into a relatable quest.
You're rooting for her kitchen now.
Exactly, you're rooting for the kitchen. She even points out the irony of the situation, cooking to fix a kitchen, which makes it even more compelling, more memorable. It creates a hook beyond just the action, drawing you into her world.
Okay, so you have the story, the why, what else?
Once you have that initial investment, that emotional buy-in, then you need what she calls a mechanism.
A mechanism.
Yet this is the element that, as she defines it, pushes you through the whole video. It keeps you engaged, glued to the screen until the very end. It's the built-in suspense, the progression, the promise of seeing it through.
Okay, like what?
Think about Mr. Beast's super viral Lastly Circle Wins videos.
Oh, yeah, classic.
The constantly closing circle is the mechanism. It creates this undeniable escalating tension. You have to keep watching to see who lasts the longest.
Right, you're hooked.
Totally hooked. For her own content, Jenny often uses something simpler, but just as effective. Clearly stating there's 3 steps, or 3 things we need to do.
Setting expectations.
Exactly. It sets clear expectations, makes the viewer want to stay to see all 3 steps done. It provides this clear pathway through the video, a satisfying sense of completion that stops you swiping away. It's like giving a little roadmap.
A roadmap. I like that. Okay, story, mechanism, and then the twist.
And then, yes, the twist. This is really the crucial element she incorporates, maybe the most fun part of her formula. This is where she expertly, almost playfully, messes with viewer expectations.
How does she do that?
She explains that she meticulously follows expectations, but then has a twist. She deliberately subverts the predictable ending to create something memorable, surprising, often really genuinely humorous.
Okay, let's walk through an example. That Mother's Day one is perfect.
Oh, it's a masterclass. Yeah, let's break it down.
So the hook is incredibly strong, designed for immediate emotional investment, that compelling why. It starts with, my mom's never had a Mother's Day gift.
Right. Instantly pulls you in. That's the emotional hook, the why they should care.
Then she sets a clear expectation, the goal. I'm going to change that and buy her the best present with $5.
Okay, so the viewer knows the plan, hoping for a heartwarming outcome. Low-budget challenge, personal story.
Exactly. And she follows through, shows the process of making this $5 gift, building that anticipation. You're watching, you're expecting this heartfelt reveal, maybe tears, a perfect mother-daughter moment.
The usual stuff you see online.
Yeah, the predictable stuff. But then comes the twist. Her mom takes the gift.
And immediately drops it.
Immediately drops it, shatters it. It's this sudden, unexpected moment of chaos and humor.
You don't see that coming at all.
Not at all. And then her mom, in this moment of kind of unexpected sweetness, says, "You're the best daughter I've ever had." Which, okay, that would be a lovely ending on its own, maybe a bit predictable.
But that's not where it ends.
Nope. Jenny, with perfect comedic timing, delivers the killer punchline, "I'm your only one," and the video just ends abruptly right there.
Freckles. It's so good. I remember seeing that. Genuinely funny.
It is. I laughed out loud, too. It just shows how that well-placed comedic beat elevates the whole thing. It completely subverts the predictable, maybe slightly saccharine ending you expect, replacing it with irony, genuine humor, and this memorable interaction that just sticks with you.
Absolutely. That's the power of the twist, right? It takes your emotional investment and just messes with it in a satisfying, often funny way. Creates an unforgettable impression.
It's a profound insight, really. Defy expectations cleverly, and you stick with the audience way after the video's over.
Nailed it.
So, moving beyond the narrative structure and all these choices, the hook, the mechanism, the twist, they're all designed to maximize one thing, right? Attention.
Absolutely. Attention is the currency.
Which brings us to Jenny's ruthless focus on the actual craft, the nitty-gritty of making a viral short. She emphasizes every second counts on a short, like every single second.
It's not hyperbole.
No, it sounds like a foundational principle for her, almost obsessive. Because one lost second could literally mean millions fewer views.
Crazy pressure.
It starts with the hook. It needs to be strong, very visual, and crucially understandable without even listening to it. It has to be so simple that, like she says, a 5-year-old could get it instantly, even with the sound off.
Wow, sound off understanding. That's a high bar.
It is. And she achieves this visual clarity through a meticulous process. She often sketches out ideas on an iPad, imagining that very first frame. Her goal is optimizing for readability, not just in words, but visually, ensuring the core concept hits you instantly.
Okay, like how?
She uses her fast food remake series as a prime example. Instead of showing her face right away or doing a spoken intro, the very first frame shows the front of the restaurant instantly recognizable.
Oh, okay. Like the McDonald's arches.
Exactly. And then the dollar amount of the remake is clearly overlaid on screen, like $1 burrito or $1 sandwich.
So it's immediate. Visual alignment, clarity. You know exactly what the video is about before you even hear anything.
Precisely. This ultra-efficient visual communication helps viewers decide instantly stay or swipe. Yeah. And for Jenny, the goal is always stay.
Okay, this raises an important question then. How does someone consistently optimize for such incredibly tight timing, such immediate impact across so many videos? That sounds exhausting.
Yeah, right. Well, Jenny herself admits that initially her approach was basically to steal like an artist.
Okay.
She would meticulously copy hooks from other popular creators. She'd analyze their performance data precisely to understand what made them sticky, what worked.
Reverse engineering again.
Totally. And then once she understood the principle, the psychological or algorithmic trigger being pulled, she would make her own twist into it, inject her style.
That makes sense. It's an iterative process. Learn from the best, understand why it works, then add your own flavor. Like learning classic recipes before inventing your own dishes.
Exactly like that. You master the fundamentals before you innovate.
But the real, quantifiable metric of success for shorts, in Jenny's experience anyway, it boils down to retention.
Oh, retention. The big one.
The big one. She states it unequivocally. 90% plus retention is the bare minimum for a short fork to really blow up into those multi-millions of views.
90%, that seems incredibly high.
It is incredibly high.
Yeah.
And it's critical specifically for shorts because unlike long form, where you might look at average view duration, for shorts, that high retention indicate people are rewatching it. That's the key distinction.
They're looping it.
They're looping it. She explains that while the average scroll-through rate, that's the percentage of people who actually view versus just swipe past on YouTube Shorts, is around 70%.
Which seems pretty good already.
Right. Her personal average is an impressive 85%.
Yeah.
But her average retention is often 95% or higher.
So the math doesn't add up unless
people are rewatching. If only 85% watch past the initial swipe, but retention is 95%, it has to be. Because viewers are looping the video maybe multiple times, rewatching parts or the whole thing, because it's just so compelling, concise, and satisfying.
That makes sense. The loop is powerful.
Hugely powerful. And to illustrate just how precise and impactful this retention metric is, she shared this anecdote that really hammers home the every second counts idea.
Yeah, oh yeah. What happened?
She had one video that after 5 days had only got about 50,000 views. For her, that was seriously underperforming.
Okay.
So she pulled up the retention graph, which, sadly, she says isn't available in the same granular way in YouTube Studio anymore.
Yeah, typical.
Right. But she noticed this massive sudden dip right at the very last second of the video. In just 1 second, retention plummeted from 70% down to 35%, a 25% drop in the final second.
Wow, so what did she do? Just chop it?
Literally, she trimmed off that 1 second, just snipped the end.
Yeah.
The impact was immediate, dramatic. The video went from 83% retention up to 88%, and it went flying. From 50,000 views in 5 days to millions.
Yeah.
Millions.
1 second. That's insane.
It perfectly demonstrates why every second counts on a short. Like every single second. Think about the math, right? Losing just 1 second on a 30-second short is already, what, over 3 percentage points of the video?
Yeah.
And that impact just compounds.
It's not just losing the second. It's the signal it sends, the algorithm, the cumulative effect.
Exactly. It makes you think, right? If you're a creator listening now, where could you potentially find those crucial seconds? Is it the intro? The outro?
Yeah.
The pacing?
Makes you want to go scrub your own analytics right now.
Totally.
And that meticulous attention to timing, it extends to the overall length too, right? Jenny has a very specific benchmark for the ideal short length based on all her data and experiments. It's exactly 34 seconds.
Not 33, not 35. Exactly 34.
Exactly 34. It's not some random number. It's what she found is the absolute sweet spot for her audience, her content type, consistently maximizing that viral potential.
Interesting. Why not shorter? You'd think shorter is better for attention spans.
Well, here's the fascinating nuance, and this is really important for creators. She notes that shorter videos, especially those under 30 seconds, actually face a much tougher bar for virality.
Oh, how so?
They have to have over 100% retention or else it's not going to take off.
Over 100%, meaning definite rewatches.
Definite rewatches, multiple loops from a significant portion of viewers, which makes achieving virality with really short stuff incredibly challenging. You need near-perfect, repeated engagement.
Right, the pressure is even higher.
Exactly. So ironically, for Jenny and her audience, slightly longer shorts, like her 34-second benchmark, become, in a way, more manageable for hitting virality. They don't demand quite such an extreme rewatch rate from every single viewer.
Gives her a bit more breathing room.
A bit more breathing room to tell that complete story hook mechanism twist while still keeping it incredibly concise, impactful, and designed for maximum viewer satisfaction.
Makes sense. A delicate balance.
Totally. So, okay, if Jenny's making these videos that average 10 million views, requiring such insane planning and execution, where on earth does she get the ideas?
Yeah, the idea, well, must run dry eventually, right?
You'd think.
Yeah.
She mentions having a Google Doc with, like, a list of 1,000 ideas, but she only actually produces about 10 of them. That huge gap raises the question, how do you generate so many ideas and then filter them down so ruthlessly.
1,000 ideas is a lot to sift through.
It is. She draws from really diverse sources. One way is just watching YouTube, looking for stuff she personally wants to recreate and like twist, or videos she wishes existed because they'd solve a problem she has.
Okay, so inspiration from consumption.
Right. And funny enough, she also admits using AI for idea generation. She says it has some pretty good ideas just for brainstorming different topics quickly.
Interesting. AI is a creative partner.
Yeah. But the best ideas, she insists, come from just living it. These are observations from her daily life, mundane moments, unexpected events that just spark an immediate thought. This is a video idea.
Ah, the real world.
The real world. She gives 2 brilliant anecdotes. One of her most popular videos, like 30 million views, was her Ratatouille garden video.
Ratatouille garden.
Okay. It came from her realizing, I can't believe it costs $20 to cook ratatouille, and then thinking, but can't I just make a garden and then have unlimited ratatouille for like $5?
Huh. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Relatable problem, clever solution.
Exactly. That simple, real-life problem, expensive ingredients, and the elegant, resourceful solution, grow your own, sparked a viral hit because it was relatable and a cool hack.
I love that. What was the other one?
The other came from her grandma, who apparently got free laundry detergent just by calling the company and complaining their product sucked.
No way.
Yeah. Jenny's immediate reaction, that's a video, I gotta do that.
It's these organic personal experiences that often lead to her most relatable and viral content. They touch on universal stuff, saving money, solving problems, finding humor in everyday life.
That makes total sense. Authenticity resonates. So once she has this massive pool, like 1,000 raw ideas, she has this incredibly rigorous filtering process. Only the highest potential concepts survive.
Okay, how does she filter?
She narrows down maybe 100 ideas to about 25 to 50 based on several key questions she asks herself. First, do I want to make it? Because if she wants to, she feels she can figure out how to make it viral.
Passion is important.
Right. Then, is it logistically possible? Does she have the resources, time, access? Is the hook good? Is the mechanism good? Are people going to rewatch this? And critically, is it shareable?
Wow, okay. A checklist for virality.
Pretty much. After that self-assessment, she gets it down to about 25. Then she sends her top concepts to her video editor, who's also like a strategic partner.
Ah, second pair of eyes.
Exactly. He helps refine the list to the final 10, looking for concepts that are simple yet complex ideas that resonate broadly but have unexpected layers or an intriguing challenge. It's really collaborative.
What's fascinating there is that blend, isn't it? Personal experience sparking the idea, then this analytical filtering, and finally collaborative refinement. It's not just gut feeling, it's a system.
A system built for engagement.
Precisely. And this precision extends right into her scripting and structure. It's like a blueprint she applies to every single video. Regardless of the content, it follows this very precise structural plan.
Like an architectural plan, yeah.
Exactly. So after the hook, which has to be really short, instantly captivating, she immediately includes a foreshadow.
Foreshadow, what's that exactly?
It's a brief bit, usually 2 lines, maybe 3 seconds or less, of spoken time. And it explicitly sets an expectation for what's coming at the end of the video.
Okay, like telling you the ending.
Sort of. Like
Yeah.
she might say, I'm going to the beach and I'm going to surprise someone with $100 at the end of the video. It's not just a visual hint. It's dedicated spoken time, a clear verbal contract with the viewer, builds anticipation, gives a concrete reason to watch till the end.
Okay, upfront transparency, boosting engagement. Interesting. Hook, foreshadow, then.
Then a smooth transition is critical. Got to maintain that rapid pacing. Jenny used to put in traditional pacing breaks, let viewers breathe, but she found they disrupted the flow, caused people to swipe.
Right, kills the momentum.
Kills the momentum. So she developed this idea of a pacing break without the pacing actually breaking.
How does that work?
She has a great example from her McDonald's banned item video. Instead of saying something generic like, let's get started, after the hook and foreshadow, which creates an artificial pause, she transitions with, so I cooked illegally.
Chuckles. Okay, much more intriguing.
Right. It flows better, keeps the narrative momentum going, and crucially avoids information overload. Those vital details she just gave aren't forgotten as you move into the main content. Seamless shifts.
Okay, that makes sense. Then the main body.
The main body often follows a problem-solution structure, or even more commonly what she calls, but therefore, storytelling. This is her ingenious way to add intrigue, drama, and change to what could be a flat story.
But therefore, explain that.
Okay, she illustrated it perfectly. If you just say, I went on a walk, then it started raining, then I went back home, it's just blah. a sequence of events.
Yeah, boring.
Boring. But if you say, I wanted to walk, but it started raining, therefore I started running back home, but good thing I had a handy umbrella, therefore I got home.
See the difference?
Oh, yeah, totally. The but creates conflict. The therefore shows consequence or resolution.
Exactly. The repeated use of but and therefore creates these dramatic shifts, introduces obstacles, shows resolution. It makes the story way more compelling, dynamic, emotionally engaging. It's a masterclass in building and releasing tension. Keeps you hooked.
That's a really practical storytelling tip. Okay, structure. Anything else surprising?
Yeah, maybe one of the most counterintuitive steps in her whole process. She writes the last line first.
The last line. Before filming.
Before filming. She knows exactly what her final line will be, even if it's just a placeholder like, then I surprised my mom in blank.
Why do that? It's not necessarily about pre-scripting the exact words, but about providing a clear destination for the video, usually a specific, impactful reaction or outcome. It ensures the ending is abrupt but incredibly satisfying. It gives her a precise target to aim for throughout the whole process. Shapes everything towards that final beat.
Like designing the landing before you build the plane.
Exactly. So her full workflow, it's this incredibly structured journey, starts with ideas, filters ruthlessly to one idea, crafts the hook, writes the last line, adds the foreshadow, creates a rough script bullet points, then films, then revises the script to match the footage, optimizing flow, and only then edit.
Wow. Meticulous doesn't even cover it. It's reverse engineered for maximum impact, planning over just hoping it works out.
A testament to planning over serendipity for sure.
Now let's talk audience, because Jenny's approach here is fascinating too, and again, maybe counterintuitive compared to how traditional marketers define a target.
Right, no dry avatars for her.
No. For many creators, that audience avatar is like a spreadsheet entry, right? Demographics. But for Jenny, it's incredibly personal, specific, almost like talking to family. Her core audience isn't some broad demo, it's her younger self, and more specifically, her 7- and 10-year-old nieces who, remarkably, barely understand English.
Wait, nieces who barely understand English? That's her target.
That's who she pictures, which presents this unique, pretty formidable challenge, right? How do you make potentially complex or uninteresting topics like, say, the economics of gardening not just understandable, but genuinely engaging, delightful for a 7-year-old who's still learning the language?
That forces extreme simplicity.
Extreme simplicity. Focus on universal visual themes. Ensure the visuals carry most of the story. Minimal reliance on complex language. She's not just making content for them if they're already interested. She's trying to make them interested in stuff they might normally ignore by making it so accessible, so captivating, it transcends age and language.
Okay, so this raises an important question. How does catering to such a specific, very young audience influence her strategy for that broader, almost universal appeal she achieves?
Yeah, how does that work?
Well, by targeting such a young, linguistically diverse audience, Jenny is essentially forced to create content that is inherently simple, highly visual, rooted in universal human experiences or curiosities, and emotionally resonant.
Right. The constraints force clarity.
Exactly. This extreme focus on simplicity, clarity, universal themes paradoxically makes her content incredibly accessible and engaging to a much wider demographic: kids, teens, young adults, even parents. It kind of proves that universal appeal often comes from a deeply focused, distilled approach. Strip away everything but the core, most relatable elements.
Less is more, in a way.
Definitely. And another critical insight Jenny offers, something many creators and even platforms are still grappling with, is that short-form content is not the same across platforms.
Oh, this is huge, because everyone just cross-posts, right?
Everyone cross-posts, assuming one vertical video works everywhere. But Jenny's personal experience completely refutes that. She details her early, rapid success on TikTok. She was getting 1 million views per TikTok.
Wow.
While the exact same content on YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels was getting maybe 1,000 views.
Huge difference. Why?
TikTok, she found, preferred really short stuff, 10 to 20-second videos. Dense with information, not that many jokes, designed to be rapidly scrollable, highly consumable, low friction.
Okay, fast and information dense.
Then, a pivotal moment. She got temporarily banned from TikTok.
Oh, what happened then?
Unexpectedly, it forced her to shift focus entirely to YouTube Shorts. And surprised the opposite happened almost immediately. She started averaging 1 million views on YouTube, while her TikToks, same content, plummeted to 1,000 views.
Whoa, so YouTube wanted something different.
Totally different. She quickly realized YouTube Shorts, despite being short form, preferred a distinct style. slower, more mature, and crucially, more story-driven videos, like her standard 34-second format now.
Okay, slower, more story. What about Instagram?
Instagram Reels, she observed, were slightly more mature than TikTok, but very visual, because people often watch muted, right? So you need subtitles in every second to convey meaning without sound. And it emphasized shareability DMs, resharing features.
Right, the visual aspect and sharing are key there.
Exactly. So her own real-world data shows each platform cultivates a distinct audience and rewards different styles, pacing, visual cues. That one-size-fits-all approach to short form, it's a recipe for mediocrity, maybe failure.
That's a massive takeaway for anyone creating vertical video. You have to tailor it.
You absolutely have to.
Okay, so given her incredible, like almost unprecedented success with shorts, she's dominating the platform. You might wonder why Jenny is so ambitious, so driven to move into long-form content.
Yeah, she's at the top of the mountain with shorts. Why shift?
Right. Achieving numbers most creators only dream of. Why make such a big shift, especially when it means kind of starting from scratch in a new format? Her reasons are really insightful, reveal a lot about her motivation. She admits she doesn't see much more growth for herself personally in shorts. Sure, she could maybe aim for 100 million views average, but she feels she's already achieved my goal there.
She's mastered it, basically.
She feels she has. For her, it's less about the sheer numbers now, more about the journey, the intellectual challenge of learning and mastering a completely new format. She said she doesn't feel like she's challenging myself with shorts anymore. Needs that next summit.
Seeking the next challenge. Makes sense.
And ironically, given how much of her content is about making or saving money cleverly, she emphatically states money is not the reason for the shift.
Really?
Yeah. She reflected on her early days, thinking money was everything, the ultimate goal. But now she finds it's less about earnings, more about creative fulfillment, intellectual stimulation, and the connection.
The connection with the audience.
Exactly. She firmly believes there's a better relationship with the viewer in long form. It feels more personal, she explains. You build trust through the sheer time spent together. It's about deepening that connection, moving beyond fleeting attention to real loyalty, shared experience, something harder to get in the rapid-fire world of shorts.
That's a really powerful insight. Quality over quantity of attention, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And this ambition to go long form, it also highlights this fascinating audience preference thing that many creators really struggle with. It can be quite frustrating for them.
How so?
Jenny shared this telling anecdote about her 7-year-old cousin. When the cousin saw her long-form videos, she described them as horizontal videos that are like shorts but just long.
Laughs. Okay, out of the mouths of babes.
Right. It perfectly illustrates that for many, especially younger audiences native to short form, the distinction isn't just duration or aspect ratio. It's a fundamental difference in consumption habits, expectations, attention spans. They're almost different categories entirely, not just longer versions of the same thing.
That's a crucial point.
And it ties directly into that common, often painful challenge. Shorts creators with millions of subscribers struggle to get more than a few thousand views on their long-form stuff, even from their own huge subscriber base.
Yeah, you see that all the time. Why does that happen?
Well, Jenny, maybe controversially, but with experience to back it up, suggests it's not YouTube's fault for not pushing the content. It's the creator's fault for not understanding the fundamental shift required.
Ooh, bold take.
Bold take. While YouTube is doing a pretty good job transitioning viewers, suggesting long-form, shorts, etc., not everyone will cross over because the audience intent and preference are fundamentally different for each format.
A short subscriber isn't automatically a long-form viewer.
Exactly. It doesn't translate automatically. So creators need to adapt their content, pacing, storytelling, overall strategy for each content type. You can't just expect the audience to follow you blindly across formats.
You have to earn their attention in the new format, too.
Precisely. Earn it all over again.
Okay, so we've taken this really deep dive into Jenny Hoyos' incredibly methodical, almost scientific approach to virality. We've seen the blend of rigorous data analysis, readability checks, retention obsession with compelling, emotional storytelling, and that consistent use of the surprising, often funny twist.
It's quite a system.
It really is. Her undeniable success clearly isn't a fluke. It's a testament to deliberate intention, meticulous planning, relentless experimentation over just pure luck. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Whether you're a creator, a marketer, a business owner, or just someone trying to understand this crazy digital world.
Yeah. What's the takeaway?
It means that understanding the science and the art behind viral content isn't some mystical skill for a chosen few. It's a strategy that can be learned, reverse engineered, applied. But there's one more layer here. One more layer to Jenny's genius, something she herself admits she doesn't have the hard, quantifiable data for yet, but she believes it wholeheartedly.
Okay. The hunches.
The hunches.
That's right. Jenny has what she calls her hunches, these beliefs that really resonate with her vast experience and observations, even if the objective, definitive data isn't quite there yet to prove them completely.
Okay, what's the first hunch?
Her first hunch is that shareability really matters. A lot. Even without a direct, conclusive analytical link provided by YouTube, she observes that videos with exceptionally high share ratios tend to perform incredibly well on scroll-through rate and overall reach.
Okay, correlation seems strong.
Very strong. She gave an example of one short with a remarkable 20% shares-to-view ratio, which she called extremely high and had a 92% scroll-through rate. It strongly suggests a powerful link. While she admits she can't definitively separate shares from other factors like high retention, the pattern, she insists, is undeniable. If people are compelled enough to share it, that's a potent signal.
Makes sense. Word of mouth, even digitally.
Exactly. Yeah. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Here's Jenny's second hunch. This is the ultimate twist of our own deep dive, and it seems to fly directly in the face of everything we think we know about viral content, algorithms, everything.
Okay, lay it on us.
She believes that retention doesn't matter as much as people think it does.
Wait, what? After everything she said about 90% minimum, trimming seconds, retention doesn't matter as much.
I know. It's a genuinely shocking statement, right? Coming from someone who lives and breathes viral shorts, tracks retention obsessively, achieves these insane rates herself.
How does she explain that?
She explains it by recounting how many friends send her their analytics. She sees these retention graphs that are, by all standard industry metrics, absolutely phenomenal. She'll see friends with 40-second shorts getting over 100% retention at 100,000 views, which should be amazing, right?
Yeah, that sounds like viral gold.
You'd think, and yet these videos never blow up into the millions. They just plateau. Conversely, she herself had a short that in its first 100K views had only 70% retention, which she candidly calls really bad for shorts.
Right, well below her 90% minimum.
Way below. Despite that low initial retention, that same video still got like 10 million views because it was all returning viewers.
Yeah.
It wasn't new viewers driving it initially, but a highly engaged core audience coming back again and again.
So returning viewers over initial retention.
That seems to be what she's observed. Her ultimate conclusion from these, frankly, profound observations is incredibly thought-provoking. It's just viewer satisfaction. It can't just be retention.
Viewer satisfaction, not just retention.
Which raises this huge, almost existential question for the whole digital content industry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are we maybe too focused on one single, easily quantifiable metric like retention? Are we potentially missing the true, underlying, perhaps more elusive driver of viral success, which might be something far more human, genuine viewer satisfaction, emotional resonance, the sheer joy of the experience?
Maybe the algorithm isn't just counting seconds watched, but somehow sensing genuine delight.
Maybe. It's a fascinating possibility.
So if it's not just retention determining if a video takes off, if that's not the ultimate metric, what else defines that mysterious viewer satisfaction Jenny points to? Is it that deep emotional connection you build, like she does with her personal stories, her vulnerability? Is it the sheer entertainment value of a perfectly executed twist that leaves you laughing or surprised?
It could be all of those things, or something else entirely.
And how might you rethink your own approach, whether you're creating content or even just consuming it online, knowing that maybe the most crucial metric for success is the one we can't easily quantify, that indefinable feeling of having been truly satisfied, genuinely amused, or maybe even profoundly moved by what you just watched.
It's a powerful thought to chew on.
It really is. It suggests that sometimes the true magic in content creation isn't just in the visible numbers, but in the unseen, deeply personal experience it delivers.